hidden deep in the subalpine wilderness of the Cowichan Valley. There's a lake most people will never see. No signs, no crowds, no easy access. Just 30 kilometers of effort. Steep, overgrown trails to remote Alpine Lake, and then a scramble to the top of one of the island's most legendary peaks, El Capitan. But that's not all. Rumors say there are abandoned mines hidden in these mountains, forgotten relics from a different era. This is our journey to Lomas Lake, a place protected, preserved, and rarely traveled. And what we found out here was more than expected. It's important to note that access to this area is only possible on weekends, and it takes 7 kilometers of hiking on logging roads just to reach the trailhead. So it's kind of interesting to think about, but a lot of these trails on Vancouver Island, whether you realize it or not, are actually originally developed as mining trails. Lomas Lake was named after W.H. Lomas, a pioneer from the late 1800s, instrumental in the development of Duncan, British Columbia. As fate would have it, his son staked a claim in hopes of striking it rich. So this trail is pretty grown in, but it's still fairly well worn, you can see. So there's a bit of a camp spot here, just part of the way up. We're still about 1.5 kilometers away from the lake. So I'm sure if you were making your way up here one day and it was just a bit much to make it to the lake, you could break it up into 2 days if you needed, and camp there and then head up to the lake. One thing to remember about this hike is it's not regularly maintained. So if you're ever coming in any kind of rain or anything like that, you definitely want to bring some rain pants, because just walking through the brush with morning dew, you'll actually end up getting totally soaked. So it's just a little bit of a word to the wise there.
Morning dew.
What's that?
I said morning dew. How about mountain dew?
Yeah.
That'd be good right now.
Yeah, that's almost like the original energy drink.
I haven't even had that since I was a kid.
I used to drink Mountain Dew Code Red.
What's that?
It's Mountain Dew with red dye number 5.
Oh, that's nasty. Like,
honestly,
it wasn't bad enough.
It probably is disgusting nowadays, but back in the day, it tasted so good. So what do you think of this hike so far, Christina?
Yeah, it's quite beautiful. Easy to follow. Not too grueling yet.
If you haven't already, don't forget
To like and subscribe.
we got so much epic content coming soon, and we don't want you to miss out on a thing. You can tell this route doesn't see much traffic. Every step feels earned. I lost count of all the switchbacks on our way up, but at this point, we were committed. Every time we think we've figured out Vancouver Island, an adventure like this comes along and changes everything. This island never stops surprising us, and that's one of the best parts about living here. So right here, we have the age-old spit bugs. I always remember
Are you tired?
looking at those as kids, and it's kind of funny how they make that little froth that looks just like somebody spit on the plant.
Guess what?
What's that?
I got us some fresh mountain water.
Nice.
Even better than Aquafina.
I don't know. Aquafina is pretty good.
Shut up. You're wrong.
It was at this point of the hike that we started to reach the subalpine environment. And honestly, the beauty of this place is unmatched. We would like to throw out a huge shout out to the Alpine Club of Canada for helping to protect this fragile alpine environment. Finally made it to Lomas Lake. It was definitely a bit of a push there at the end, but we're really stoked that we finally made it up here today. We're looking forward to having a rest and making a really nice dinner for ourselves.
And a glass of wine. Woo!
Yeah, a glass of wine would be really nice
I'm
right
carrying
now.
a liter of wine right now.
So just up here is actually the site of an old cabin that once was here. I kind of wonder if it was maybe an old prospecting cabin.
That's what I was wondering.
It would probably make sense that they had something like that nearby. And the mines that were up on El Capitan are not terribly far from here, so it would make sense. So here's some of the old roofing right here. And you can actually see some wood on the ground. These would have been wood timbers that they had. Historical reports describe this as a large log bunkhouse that comfortably slept 10 men.
Like an old bottle or something.
Oh, look at that. That's a good find. Bottle digging. Wow, that's cool. Hikers have since taken some of the ruins of the old building and made a makeshift camp spot. If you look closely, you can see remnants of an old stove. It's crazy to think of the amount of work that it would take to bring that thing all the way up here. After what felt like we were hiking forever, we finally made it. Lomas Lake, named after W.H. Lomas, one of the founding figures of the Cowichan Valley. A pioneer whose legacy is still etched into this landscape today. Going here felt like stepping into a forgotten chapter of history. Next, we set up camp and planned the following day's objective: summit 2 mountains and find multiple abandoned mines. Fast forward to the next day, and we were up bright and early. So we're just making our way up the hillside here. It's pretty steep so far, and it's definitely not very well worn. But luckily there is some orange flagging tape as we come through here. So we've been told there's mines in the area, and already we're starting to see what looks like coarse tailings. And this could be a bit of a tailings pile just up to the top there. So we're gonna have a quick look at that and see if that's accurate or not. Checking out, Christina.
Pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's a bit of a steep ascent up to the top here, and then there's a junction. And one way goes over to Mount Landale, and the other way goes over to El Capitan.
Going down's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We're thinking there's a mine just at the crest of this hill.
Yeah, looks like it.
Because this definitely looks like tailings. We think there's 2 of them as well, so we're hoping to find both. I guess we're gonna find out pretty shortly. I think this might be the lower at it. There should be one directly up the hill on the same line above it. That's probably remains of a bucket.
Yep.
Oh, it's a wheelbarrow. That's what it is.
Oh, crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a flattened out wheelbarrow. That's kind of neat. Right there's the mine just behind that snow pile, and funny enough, just enough was melted. And probably the reason it was is because you've got a different temperature of air flowing out of that portal, and it's actually melting the snow right around the entry. And here's the tailings pile, and all the way down there, that's Lomas Lake, and that's where we're camping right now. All right, famous last words here. So there's some really questionable old timbers holding this thing up, but it looks like it's doable. Oh, it keeps going. It's fucking sketchy though. Holy, it's cool in here, babe. It's really old. Whoa. It might be flooded. The ceiling is just held up by a bunch of sticks. It is fucking sketchy. Keeps going. Oh my god, look at those sticks. Ugh. Whoa. Unreal in here. Do not touch anything when you're in a mine like this. Squeeze past this stick. Oh my gosh. It's getting more solid at least. Keeps going. People have definitely been in here. I don't see any animal prints, so that's good. Ends there. Another precarious spot, and it's looking like it's gonna pinch out. It's a bit of a stope. That's it. It's pinched off. Well, that's pretty cool. I feel safe on this side of the mine. So there's a bit of a seam there. That's pretty neat. Not much for artifacts in this guy. Okay, we're coming out now. Just right there, be careful. Be really careful with some of this material stuff, not to touch a thing. Really putting our trust in the little beam there. I'm here, babe. Well, as you can see, this mine was pretty sketchy, and it won't be long until it's fully collapsed. So it felt great to document it before it's gone. Next up, we approached a Class 3 scramble, and honestly, I would not recommend taking your dog up here. We didn't really realize that it would be this bad, but luckily, I had a special harness on her so I could kind of pick her up with the handle, and it made it a lot safer. The pooch is looking a little bit tired. You might want to be ready for a nap, I think. Beautiful scenery watching you hike up here. The mountains were incredible this time of year. Endless ridgelines stretching into the distance. Vibrant alpine flowers in bloom, and bumblebees drifting from blossom to blossom, doing what they do best. There's something deeply calming about being up here, surrounded by it all. We first summited El Capitan, then pushed on to Mount Landale. So we made it to the top of Landale Mountain, and it was really neat. We actually found two really wicked cool eagle feathers up here. And just over here, there's some prayer flags that maybe some of the local Buddhists put up here. They look pretty intricate. After taking in the views, we launched the drone to search for the second mine entrance. That's when we spotted a massive waste rock pile. Curious, we hiked over to check it out. And then we got there. We couldn't believe our eyes. We had found it. We're making it over to some more old mine workings. Might be a little tricky to get up to where the entrance is. So here we go, we're gonna check this guy out. Big, massive vein they were mining there. Disturbing. It might turn a corner. I don't think so, though. Wow, I've never seen so many bugs in my life. You can see all sorts of different colors in there. Blues and greens. Oh, it keeps going. I don't know how much further though. And it looks like it just pinches out just down there. Just gonna make sure we don't touch the top. So there's some sampling tape. 2007. Sure smells nasty. Places like this don't stay wild by accident. They stay wild because they're hard to reach, and because organizations like the Alpine Club of Canada help to protect them. If you're looking for hidden, less traveled, forgotten places, you just have to be willing to go the extra distance. This was a hell of an adventure, and it was great taking you guys with us. Thanks so much for staying to the end of the video. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.